Testing audio. All right, great, cool. Hey Neil, welcome to the stream. All right, we'll let a few more people join in. I know Zombo was supposed to join. A couple other people wanted to see this 3D modeling session, basically. Has been a while. I mean, I haven't done too many live streams. I haven't done too many videos in the past few months. I've been kind of busy with this project. Still putting out content, just not necessarily videos, right? So that's kind of want to get back into it a little bit, but balance out the video editing and streaming and the working on these hobbies, working on these boards. So all right, we got like 5 people in. Just wait a little while longer. So the point of today's stream is, I said in the Discord chat, it's pretty informal. I have a couple things I wanted to do with the enclosures for the new cube, which I have right here. So I'm going to kind of show you, let you watch as I do that here. This is the original enclosure I built for it, this design for it, and then not many changes since that. But Zambo did come up with the idea that the tabs for the enclosure should be on all 4 sides. Just makes it a little more easier to keep this thing from falling apart. Ultimately, I think I still recommend having these screws holding this together if it's going to be placed on a wall, but having the 4 tabs just makes it a little more sturdy. So I've already done that for the base enclosure, the base module enclosure, and the OLED screen as well. Still have to do it for the digital I/O module and the power supply module. How did I get my... Oh, and this one, you mean, Zombo? This one was on a PEI sheet, so that's probably why it's so shiny. And then this one is... this one was just an aluminum bed. I pulled off the sheet on one of my printers and just printed it directly on the aluminum, and that actually came out better than I expected to. So I saw your prints. You posted them in the Discord chat. They look great too. So, and I think the fit's nice too. I think I like how it's not too tight, and it's it definitely stays in place. So I think we got this. I think we got the thing down with having the 4 tabs on the 4 notches on each side of the wall. So the couple things that Zombo actually brought up. I was thinking of doing this with you guys live, just so you can see how I work on this cube, and kind of see what goes into it. So Zombo brought up an idea, or kind of a concern, I guess, with these OLED screens, the way these pins stick out. They hit, they don't necessarily, the display doesn't sit flush with the enclosure. So I'm gonna make a little pocket here on top of the display, just to let the pins sit in it and get the enclosure a little more flush with the enclosure get the display more flush with the enclosure. And then I need to make a few changes to the ADIO enclosure. So let me show you this stuff while I'm talking about it. Let's see. So this is Fusion, right? So this is okay. Yeah, this is the power supply enclosure. So I haven't added the tabs here, on the top and bottom walls yet. Yeah, I think that should be fine. This is the OLED enclosure, OLED and motion sensor, and you kind of can see inside there the 4 pins will hit up against the top of the enclosure. So I'm gonna make a little pocket to remove that. So yeah, like right there, and then add the 2 notches on the top and bottom as well. And then with the, let's see, this is the base module with the OLED snapped on top. So these 3 STLs are already done. I think I've already posted them to my GitHub. Let's see. Yeah, I may not have. So I'll definitely update the GitHub after the live stream with anything we do here. But as far as the ADIO module, this is the analog and digital I/O, basically, where we put let me show you back on the screen, where we take the this is the board. I'm gonna take this apart. So should power it off too, since I got AC running into this thing. So this is the ADIO module, and the thing that I didn't think of at first is I have the digital I/O pins running down the side here. I have the analog, the 4 channels of analog running on this side, and then I have ground terminal and 5 volts terminal. The thing I didn't think of is number 1, running 16 terminal blocks here, 16 pins of terminal blocks here with these 4 pin terminals isn't ideal, because you can't really fit these side by side. You can fit up to 2 side by side, but beyond that they get kind of squished together, so it's hard to fit them. So I will basically so I've already done this change to the actual PCB. So if you look at the PCB, let me see, ADIO. Yep. All right. Bring that up on the screen. So this is Eagle, and this is the board itself. And basically I've grouped them together. So I have a group of D0 through D7 from the MCP module here, and then I have D8 through D15 and as a separate group. So you can use an 8-pin terminal block, or you can use 2 4-pin terminals, and that should be fine. And then I grouped the analogs with a ground, which normally when you use the I think when you use the ADS 1115, if you're not doing differential analog channels, you're going to do A0 to ground, A1 to ground, A2 to ground, and A3 to ground. So it makes sense for that to be a separate group. And then I have another group of terminals here for just additional ground terminals and additional 5 volt terminals. So that should make this board a little more useful, I think, and the grouping will allow the terminal blocks to fit together, and the spacing is something that I didn't think of. You know, when I was designing the board, I hadn't thought of the enclosure for it yet, and then when I was working on the enclosure, I didn't realize that by having all the terminal blocks in one single group, you basically end up with the way this is printed. You know, this is the bottom. You end up with a very long bridge here, so that's not ideal. It's probably not. I haven't even printed this, so I don't even think this would be possible to print the way it is right now. So we're gonna make modifications to that to add a little column here, and that's basically where the spacing comes in. That spacing will allow us to add the column without blocking any of the terminals. So cool. All right, so let's go back to Infusion, and let's start with the easier task, I guess, with making the pins for the making a pocket for the pins in the OLED. So actually, I'll keep the OLED up here so I can use it. And I'm trying to think. Let's see. I don't really need the whole thing. Actually, let's start back from this. Start a sketch. And maybe I didn't need to see that. Well, my keyboard back here. I'm going to project from the OLED. Yeah, this kind of sucks. You have to like remove everything. Alright, so we'll project from the actual pins onto our sketch. Okay, now we're going to remove the OLED again, and I have the pins projected onto it. So now I'll just create a simple square. You guys are thinking it's not that long. Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably not too long. I mean, depends on what temperatures people print at. I just figured it would be easier with grouping them into two separate groups. With the terminal block spacing alone, I think it'll help. So let's figure this out. I don't really have my measurements on here, but let's just figure on 3 millimeters and 12 millimeters, and then all we need to do is set this off a little bit. Just let's see, D. We'll do a dimension here. Whatever that is, and then we'll do another dimension. We'll I basically want to constrain this in 15.72. Okay, so I'll even it out. Of course, now this is a driven dimension. This is the problem with me in Fusion. I end up kind of dredging through it, but part of me didn't want to make this a live stream because I'm probably gonna end up screaming at my computer at some point here, but hopefully that doesn't happen. So let's see. I'd like to make it even with the driven dimension, but I can't do that because it's a driven dimension. So okay, all right. Well, I'll do something simpler. I'll just take the full dimension here. Yep, that's a drawing dimension. I get it. And then use the hammer instead of screaming. That only work once. 4385. Okay, so why is this? Okay, minus D55, right? Minus D55, which is a 12 millimeter dimension, divided by 2. That's what we want to do. No, that's entirely not what I wanted to do. 4385 is a total. I want to take take the width of the pocket here, D54. Oh, D54, not D55. That's why. That's better. Okay. And then for the spacing between this pocket and the OLED screen, I'll just take a quick measurement. On the actual OLED, it's like 1 millimeter, so we'll do it like 0.5 millimeter. So we'll space it 0.5 millimeter away here. And that should be fine, except it's not. Alright, so I guess let's try 1, and we'll just make this a little bit wider. Yep, that's better. Alright, so that pocket should be good enough. That should be good enough to fit the pins and the solder and make the OLED a little more flush. Alright, so stop the sketch now, and I know I have about 0.5 millimeter width here, so I'll just take this hole. Actually, I guess I gotta select all these. Create, and we'll do 1/4 millimeter inset. And I think that's not enough, so let me fix that. Let me do 0.5 millimeter. Cool. So that's basically it, right? So that was the that was one of the things that Zombu wanted me to fix with this thing. So there it is. And I guess the next thing I want to do is add these notches right here to the wall here. And I know I did this already, so I'm not gonna do this twice. So let's think. I already had all the measurements on sketches here. Whoa. That's not right. 1 second. Did I not save this? Well, that sucks. I thought I already saved this before, because I know I did this to the base module already. Alright, well, we're going to do it to the OLED right now. So again, same thing, I want to create the sketch. And really, I think about this? I want to create the sketch, copy this side here to copy this to here, and because I don't know of an easy way to do that, I'll just create the geometry again from scratch. So I think it's 1mm, and I think it's actually, I think I have these. Yep, I already have these defined. So notch width, can't spell today, and notch length. Ugh. Don't be cool. Except that I screwed up because I did the wrong side of the wall. Here we go. All right, notch width. Cool. And then Burger King hobbies, man. That's nice, Luma. Thanks. Oh no, you just made me screw it up again. Time to check out some hot models. Okay, well, there they are, right there. All right, let's try this again. We're gonna get through this tonight, maybe. I didn't really have a plan for how long I was gonna go, so you guys have stuck with me for a while. All right, good now. D. Again, this is a fixed D62. Okay, so D62, and we'll do the same thing where first I'll just do a dimension. Okay. Yep, 4285, just to give myself a measuring dimension here, and this will be our driven dimension. So it'll be 4285. Actually, 4285 minus D. I already forgot it. What was it? 60? 62. Divided by 2. Alright, so it's centered now. And I'll stop the sketch and I'll create another one on this side. Where it is. Okay. P, project, and I'll project the walls of this square just so it's easier. And now I'll just create another rectangle, I guess, with these dimensions over the projected points. So got that done, and now I think I need to do, I can't do both of these at once, so I need to extrude one, and we'll do notch depth, except it's negative in this case. And actually that didn't go as far as I wanted it to. I think it's okay, so that dimension is wrong. I think I have a negative 0.5. Nope, 0.5. That looks better. I think that's what it is. Nah, actually I think I know what it is. It's 1. 1mm. Yep, there we go. That looks a little bit better. All right, and we'll do the same on this side. One millimeter out. And all I need to do for the notch is, what's the word I'm looking for? Chamfer. Thank you. Need to chamfer these edges so it's printable and it doesn't overhang. So we'll modify this chamfer, and it's just a 0.5 millimeter from what I remember. That's it. So those are my tabs for snapping this module onto the base with, on all four sides basically. So I think that's all. Is there anything else that we needed to do to this dumble? Like, if you can you remind me? I think we wanted to do a pocket for the pins and 4 notches on all four sides. I think that was everything. So let me save this time in case I didn't. Technically I should do the pocket. The notch. The way these modules snap together is you have the notch on this internal wall, and then the pocket on the external wall of the module below it. But really the OLED display is going to be on top always, right? So you're not going to need that unless at some point I might just do a fascia or some sort of like a snap-on piece just to make this wall even. So why is there a notch on the? Oh yeah, right. You're asking the right questions, Zombu. So I think I think I just explained that. I might want to just do a simple like ring, basically, and once the whole cube stack is set up, like once you have all these modules put together, right? Might want to have like a, I don't know. I mean, this kind of looks cool too, but you might want to just finish it off with another ring around here to snap it in place. Frame would be nice, okay, or just remove the edge. Yeah, either way, I think we can play with different designs. Like I said, I'm making all these designs, open source, right? So everything is in GitHub. I'll probably make like a blank module as well. So like with Eagle, it'll just be basically the board itself and the header, and then whatever people want to put on the actual board, that's up to them, right? So I'll put that in GitHub as well at some point, and then you can build different enclosures around it. I think this is just the standard one that I designed for it. So it's the top piece. You don't need it. It don't need. Yeah, you're right. It won't. I kind of like the edge. I think here, like it's kind of. I think I prefer it, but who knows? So I think that was it for the OLED screen, and let me just double check. Okay, I saved it. All right, let's go. Let's move on to the ADIO. Actually, all right. So PSU module, pretty simple. Same idea you have. I'm gonna need to add notches here, so I'll do that later on. And just the tabs here as well. The edit is going to impact printability. If anything, it should be a 45-degree chamfer. Which edit are you talking about? Presumably, so the edges now. No. So, oh, you mean just this little piece right here, Luma? Like that piece right there? Guess it really is an overhang, huh? I didn't even think of that. At some point in this design, at some point I made these walls a little thinner, and that moved the sketch face. So the outside that faces the user. No, that's chamfer too. So print's fine. Perimeter of the face. Oh, it's gonna be printed this side down, right? So where do you see the over? Oh, this thing. That's. Oh yeah. Okay, this is what you were talking about right here. Yep. It's definitely chamfered already. It's a pretty high angle chamfer, but it should be fine. I mean, it is fine. Like from what I've printed. Cool. No worries, man. Thanks for looking out for this. That's good. Um, what else we got? All right, ADIO module. So for this one, I already had, so like like I was saying, I want to add just a little notch here to make it a little more printable. You just hate supports, war on supports. Prints with no issues and just print one. Okay, all right. So you guys don't want me to change this? You guys want me to leave it the way it is? You think that's cool? I mean, if Zambu printed it, I mean Zambu is a 3D printing magician, so um, I'm thinking of the little people like myself, that might not have 14 printers with extreme precision in my shed, in my workshop. So anyway, if I'll put a plug here for the Discord server. If you guys haven't joined the Discord chat yet, Zambu is one of the people there. A lot of the people here are in chat as well, and we have Zambu's our 3D printing expert. So if you have any questions about that, or OpenHab, or any other projects, kind of like DIY projects, we definitely have people that are capable of answering questions. So I like that. I like the server we've got. I like the community we've got there. So all right. So by popular demand, I think I'm gonna leave this the way it is. But because I've made the notch, or because I've made the grouping here a little bit wider, I need to make the notch, the cutout, a little bit wider as well. So let's go and fix that first. Might be not this one. I guess I need to fix this one too. Actually, I might not have. Oh, now you're saying I need to put a pillar in. That's the whole thing I was trying to tell you guys. I put a grouping here. Might be an issue with the clips. These things, you mean? What are you thinking? It will bend. Yeah, it might bend a little bit. I guess we'll see. You know what? Let's do this. Let me extend this out a little bit, and then we'll basically see what happens. You clip and you might break the thing. Yeah. But what do we do about Luma? He hates supports. I'm just trying to keep the man happy. He designed the hasp, and he's one of the good guys. So we got to keep Luma happy. I mean, it's not a support, but you can explain that to Luma. You gotta convince him. It is a cover for the gap. You're right. All right. Well, just to keep things going here, let me go in and fix this notch here, this cutout here. So it's 43 millimeters long right now. So that's, I mean, that's why I was concerned about bridging, but you guys don't seem to think that's an issue. 43, and it's 8 millimeters away from the wall. So I think I need to do, well, let's see. It's just 2.5. All right, so it's a single pin pitch away. So it's 2.54, and then it's also 2.54 away from the I2C header. And on the bottom, from the bottom of the board, it's 3.81. Okay, so really this is the dimension that we care about here. That's already 2.5. Okay. So I might have made this wider to begin with. I don't know, Zambu. Let me think about this real quick. .43 millimeters long, and the grouping of these is 20.32. Okay, so all right, let's try this. Let's try making a I almost called it support. Let's try to make a cover. So it's 6 millimeters, and this is going to be 2.5, and then we'll dimension it. Was it 20.3? Right? Actually, let's just do this. Let's do 43. This is not a driven dimension, so what is it? D11 minus this dimension, which is D29, divided by 2. All right, and that gives me enough constraints. It actually falls, the support, or just call it support again, the cover falls right underneath the notch, so I think that's still okay. Does not fall on. What am I saying? You guys know what I'm saying. Now I gotta find the right one for the one we just changed. Edit feature. So we're just basically deselect that thing we just made. Hit OK, and now we have a nice cover. Right? I think I like that. I think that'll break up the grouping nicely and cover it. I kind of think the way these terminal blocks fit on the board, that might be too wide, so I think I'll still extrude it and basically make this as thick as the wall here. So let's do that. Bring that sketch up again. Except it's already been used, so I need to recreate it. Whoa. Oh, it's just that this is not a constraint. So let's make it collinear with this guy. There. It should fix it. Maybe. Is it because I'm using it in different extrude already? Okay. Well, in that case, I'm not using a different extrude. I just took it away from this guy. Alright, well, I'll just create another one. No problem. Another sketch on this wall. Nope, that's not one of them. Is it? Yep, it is. Okay. So we'll just create another square here, from here to here. It's not constrained, is it? Actually, that's not even right. Okay. Let's fix that. Let's see if I can do a project. So, sketch 23, no, sketch 22. Which one do I want to see? Here we go. Okay. All right. Now we're talking. So I want to extrude this to object to this wall right here. And I will cut away that piece right there while still providing cover. Alright, so now get rid of these sketches. And I think that's the final layout. I'll still let the board sit here, flush with the top wall right here, and it will allow the terminal blocks to fit, you know, basically fit through the openings and allow the you know, the cover will cover that gap. So I think I'm good with that. So you just gotta repeat this on the other side. And I think, let's see, so that was a sketch I already had here. Yep. Okay, so I'll just redo this sketch, and because it's on opposite sides, I can just project from this guy. This. No, I don't think let me try this. I don't think I even have to, yep, good. I never even had to create the square, so just try and think of ways to make this a little quicker. So remove that, And I still think I need to create a new sketch to reuse that, be able to reuse that piece. So we'll project those 4 lines right there. Stop the sketch and extrude to object to the wall. And that's it. So clear the sketches and we're pretty much done. Cool. So I still have to do the notches here. I need to do the opposite side, basically do inset notches on this side. But I think that's pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So let me finish this off, I guess. I'll finish this all offline. Don't want to bore you guys with details. But we'll I think after this is done, after I have these STLs created, I'm done with pretty much done with the prototype as far as the 3D modeling and the board design. So definitely check the GitHub. Hopefully later on tonight, or well, I mean sometime this weekend, definitely, for all the updated files for the project. Follow it, star it, watch it, whatever. Share it. That helps too, because I think the whole point of this is to create, kind of not just a sensor, but more of a platform for sensors, right? So I think Zombo has ideas. We've already talked about all kinds of things. And I think there's potential for this to kind of create cool modular designs, and I'm kind of excited to see where people take this. So if you have any ideas, definitely let me know. Join the Discord server and let's chat about the cube and other things. And that's it. So yeah, Zombo wants to see the microscope. Okay, I can do that. I got it set up. It's actually pretty cool. So can you guys see that? Definitely like this thing. It's got really good like resolution, and it's not that slow, I guess. Like Zambu was saying, like it's a little laggy when it's connected to PC, but I haven't really noticed that myself. I mean, it's good enough for what I need, and I can show you guys the boards basically from really up close, so that's cool too. I mean, this is the power supply board, and then this is the, let's see if I can focus that in a bit. This is the ADIO module, so terminal blocks, the MCP splitter, the ADS 1115. Yep, really cool. I think I like this thing. Gotta try to use it more in videos and stuff, but yeah. Cool. So just about an hour, I guess 15 minutes. I'm gonna probably cut it short here. Oh yeah, it was definitely dirt cheap. It was like $50. You're right. So I'm gonna cut it short here just so I can spend the next few minutes screaming at my computer in the privacy of my own workshop here. I'm kind of glad I wasn't, I was able to control myself with the things you saw me doing. And yeah, join the Discord server. Somebody needs to put a link in there. Let's see if I can do that real quick. I think actually the link is in the live stream description too, but if not, well, it's in the video description, so just click on that. And thanks guys for joining the live stream. Thanks for watching it. Thanks for supporting the channel, and thanks for your good times. So we'll talk to everyone later. This is BK Hobby. Thanks.